Oh, a fabulous evening to all of you. Hope you're all as happy and well as I feel at the moment. And I've been listening just a minute ago to a song I recorded with a beautiful lady called Lisa Barron, fantastic lady, and also somebody who became a very dear friend to me in a very short amount of time. And unfortunately, shortly after I sort of got to know this guy, he died, which was extremely sad. But I'm just going to start the track in the background to just give you. I just want it playing in the background. I'll just give me a second to get that right. I started at the right place. Have you done this before? No, I'm just busking this. Let's try it again. Here we go. So it should come out. That's the beginning. I won't have it too loud, but hopefully you can kind of hear it in the background. But the track's posted. It's called Cheeky Boy, and who the song is about is an American, you know, yeah, an American Indian chief, Chief Joseph. You know, the American army went into America and basically slaughtered everybody. Anyway, so Christopher Columbus has got a lot to answer for, but they slaughtered them. They just went in and slaughtered them. But there was one particular chief, this guy Chief Joseph, and they couldn't get him. They chased him all over the country. He ended up near Canada, and he finally gave up because he had his whole people in tow. You imagine that, taking the whole sort of like village with you and trekking across America, trying to outrun thousands of cavalry guys with guns and bullets and an attitude, a serious attitude, are out to get you. This is Billy in the background talking. But there were three poems that he read, basically, or three readings that he made out of about 30. He basically phoned me up. Hello, Bob. I want to record some readings. I want to make an album. My girlfriend's going to get me an album. So all I want to do is come in and read these things off. And I said, fine, okay. So I said, well, there's two ways. I explained the different ways we could do that. And basically that was just a financial thing. His girlfriend was happy to provide for 3 days recording time, which meant we could get a really good job. So basically what we did is Billy, over each of the 3 days, read each of the readings once at least, possibly twice, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. So we ended up with quite a few to choose from. And we chose the best like versions, if you like. We didn't edit like half of this, half of that. It was, I said to Billy, look, do it as a whole, complete tape. You know, if you like it, it's the one. If you don't like it, it's not the one. So we got to the end of all of this stuff, recorded all the songs, and he was a very happy boy. We got to the end, settling up kind of thing. You know, I'm happy boy because he's paying. I mean, his girlfriend's paying, and he asked me, Bob, what did you think of those actual readings? There was about however many there were. I'm pretty sure there was 30 of them, and I said, but there were three. I said, there were three, Billy, that really stood out to me, that really spoke to me. He said, which ones were they? So I told him the three. He said, they're all by the same bloke. I said, you what? He said, Bob, you got to find out about this guy. And he told me about this Chief Joseph, and I did go and find out about this guy. And I went round to the local shop just round the corner from where the studio was, and because they sold bric-a-brac, well, weirdy type stuff, you know, like I don't know what you'd call it. I can't explain it, but anyway, I went in there and they would sell photographs and weird stuff. And I told them about this Chief Joseph. About a week later, I'm at the studio. There's a studio doorbell rings. It's this guy from the shop round the corner. He's come round. He said, Bob, he said, I've just, you came in and spoke to me about that Chief Joseph that time. I said, yeah. He said, well, I've just had a guy coming around selling photographs. That's what he does. He just drives around the country, sells photographs around to shops and things, you know, like novelty kind of shops. And he said, there's some pictures from Chief Joseph. I said, oh, crikey. He said, I've got them. He said, do you want them? Do you want to come and have a look? I said, yeah. So I just bought them, of course. He didn't want, it's only like a £5 or something for this photograph. Chief Joseph, my hero. But then I found out what this guy had actually done. I mean, the American army, bang, 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 chased him all over the country, right up to Canada, and he ended up giving up because he had his whole people in tow, and everybody was dying. Not necessarily because America wasn't because of the U.S. Army. They weren't smart enough to catch him. He was too smart for all of them. Outsmarted them all. And they did deal with him at the end because he said, as long as the sun shines, I fight no longer, kind of thing. It's a famous kind of speech thing that he did at the end when he gave up. But you can search. Please have a look for that. You can find it on like American history charts and stuff. But my friend Billy Reid also told me that he was in a bit of an adventure. He decided to walk across Borneo. You know, the country Borneo. He decided to walk across from one side to the other. This guy was a fabulous guy. And so he did. And on the way across, what he did was He stopped with just some local indigenous people, Borneo Indians, I suppose, and just literally just couldn't speak any, obviously, their language. He just sort of walked up to them, and over a couple of days, they basically accepted him into their camp. So he's gone into their camp, and he's got to friendly with them, and over about what I think he was there for like 3 months in total. And after like a month, and he'd become like not entrenched, but he'd become like familiar to them all. One night they were doing some kind of I don't know, celebration, I guess, or ritual, which they did once a month, which is probably likely because of the cycles of the moon. So that's the kind of thing those kind of people would have done. So anyway, this sort of time of the full moon or whatever came around, and they were having a bit of a party. And Billy said they had these big long sort of pipes, a bit like didgeridoos, but with curled up at the bottom. And they pushed it over to him as if to say, "You want some?" And he said, "Yeah, all right, Em." So they put this thing up his nose, basically, and the guy was like holding it. And so Billy was sitting there, and this guy put this great big long pipe with the thing right up against his nose and went blew down it. Billy said he came to a week later, and all during that week he was flying around as an eagle, and he was seeing everything as an eagle. But the way this guy orated and he told me about it, I was just transfixed listening to him. I just loved him to bits. I'm so sad he's gone, and I'll seriously miss him. So this is like this track that we've done called Cheeky Boy, with beautiful Lisa Barron and myself, and with some guests, Rick Eastman on saxophone and Gary Shaw on guitar, as ever. If you want some guitar playing, he's your man. Anyway, that's I just wanted to share all that with you, and hopefully this will save, because they don't all, and I can put this out there as my homage to Chief Joseph and Billy Reid Jr., my friend. I miss you, Billy. Fly like an eagle, my friend. Thank you for listening, everybody.